This is the chaos that you guys probably hear when I'm painting in the background. That's Lips. That'd be Joey barking. That's Salt. That's Pepper. And the chickens.
Hi everybody, it's Wendy from Fingersticks Gallery again. So today I finally found a Walmart that carries a little more of a variety of paint. So I found Color Shift paint from Folk Art at Walmart. I cannot freaking believe it. I'm so excited. So I had to go out of town on business. So I decided on the way home, I would stop at this Walmart to grab a couple things, and happened to go to the painting section, as all of us I'm sure do, because we can't walk past arts and crafts and paint section without going to look, right? So this particular Walmart had the Color Shift paint. This one is the Black Flash, and this one is the Raspberry Flash. I've never used Color Shift paint before, so this is going to be a first for me. So those are the two colors that we have, and we also have Pearl White, and then there was another, a gray. I threw the bottle away because it was empty a while ago, but they're both metallic Folk Art. So this one's Pearl White, so it's about half Pearl White and half of the metallic, whatever the gray is from the Folk Art. I just mixed them to make it a little bit lighter. So that's the gray. The white that we have here is also, it's about, I don't know, I would say 75-80% Pearl White. And I did add a little bit of my go-to white base color, which is Bear House Paint. Just because I didn't want it as iridescent as the rest, because this is going to be the center of a wing pour. So I haven't done, as far as I know, a wing pour for quite a while. So before I get started, I want to show you something that I was working on last time. So the video previous to my last, so 2 videos ago, I did a swipe with just the swipe and the base color. So I did one video of that with the swipe color being that it only had oil in it. None of the other paints or the colors had oil. It was just the swipe color. Turned out really neat, and then I came back a few minutes later and decided to do a balloon smash on it because I couldn't leave well enough alone, and, well, I balloon smashed this painting. So there's actually 2 videos on this guy. I love it. It turned out great. And then my very last video that I did, it was a very subtle pearl. It was a pearlescent and then a rose gold color with a little bit of lavender. So I actually did 2 swipe colors. It was this beige or this off-white color, and then the pearlescent white pearl that I did on top. So I did white pearl and then the beige color. So I did a double swipe color. And again, on this one also, the only oil that I used was in the swipe colors, but I really wanted to do a more subtle, delicate painting, because I think I'm going to put an inspirational saying on this one. So I didn't want it to, you know, be overpowered by the bright and shiny colors that I've been doing lately. So it's actually really pretty. I'm pretty happy with it, except for this little center weirdo. I think maybe I got a little too much paint on this little section here, but once I put some sort of an inspirational saying, I get them at Vinyl Disorder, a decal, so that'll be great. All right, so we're going to do a wing pour. So you will probably have to manufacture your own little wing pour cup. So what I did was I added, we have a ton of these little red Solo Cup shot glasses laying around. Don't ask why, but you know, there's weekends once in a while that we do use these. And then this one's just a regular 5-ounce cup that I got from Walmart. So I hot glued them together. So in the top cup is going to be the white. It's going to be the center of the wing pour. The bottom is going to be the base colors that are going to be on the outside that kind of curve around the center color. So that's how that's going to work. As far as the background color, it's going to be this gray, silvery kind of color. Now, I made all the other colors a little bit thin, so, or I mean, excuse me, a little bit thick, so they don't blend and kind of run into each other. So this guy here, I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. So normally I would add a ton of pouring medium, which I'm using 80% Floetrol, 20% Elmer's Glue All. But this, because it has so much darn pouring medium in it already, I'm going to add just a little bit of water to thin it out a little bit. Because the point of me doing the background is, for one, because I want to have a background color. I don't want to do the whole wing pour as the background. I don't want to stretch it. But watering it down just a little bit more helps those colors to flow a lot better. So if you're ever going to add water to your paintings, make sure you do it kind of in batches. Go a little bit slow. So this is the consistency, and I use a small stick. So this is actually a normal pouring consistency. And I'm going to keep going a little bit. If you add too much water, it's going to thin it out too much, and you're actually going to see the edges of your canvas. So if you ever see edges of your canvas, predominantly, you probably are adding a little bit too much water, or if you have a watery pouring medium, that could be why too. That's better. All right, so on the back of this canvas also, I did put a little bit of water on it about 10 minutes ago, and I let it set. What that does is it allows the canvas to tighten up a lot, because this canvas, it was only a couple dollars at Walmart, but it was really, really loose. So if you ever have a loose canvas or a large canvas, if you add some water to it and let it sit for a little bit, it'll help tighten it up so it won't sag as much. All right. And for those of you who are wondering about my name, I've had some people say, oh, it's so cute. How'd you come up with that? Well, this is exactly why. You may have heard me, if you've seen my previous videos, finger sticks, because I was using sticks for everything when I first started doing this. And I quickly realized that my pointer, my index finger, can pretty much do the job, well, quite a bit better. So instead of using sticks, I use my finger for this, and that's hence the name finger sticks. That's how I came up with that. So all right. Smooth it out a little bit more. So this is what I'm talking about. If you guys can see this a little bit on the edge, because the background is a little bit more watery, that's why. So that's actually what can happen when your base coat's a little bit watery, is that you can see the edges of the canvas, which it's not the end of the world, folks. If you can see the edges of your canvas, it's okay, because if you keep the same base color, you can just go back after it's dry and just touch it up a little bit. All right. Now, since I don't want a lot of cells, there's no oil in anything, I'm going to go ahead and torch the background. So that just helps to pop all the bubbles. So for you beginners, and I've had a ton of people online say and ask, why do you torch it? Well, it's to get rid of the bubbles, and it makes your paint dry a lot, or your paintings dry a lot smoother too. Alrighty. So I hope you can see this on the edge here. So I'm just going to layer the pink. It looks like pink and orange if you move it around, and the black looks like black and kind of a gold or copper color. So, and again, I've never used the color shifts before, so I'm kind of excited to do that. So I'm just going to add a layer, and then I'm also going to add the background color. Well, I guess mostly. I'm gonna, oh, I'm running out. If you ever over water down your paintings, folks, if you're a beginner, you can always add a little bit of your just straight paint. So that's what I'm doing with this guy here, because it was a little bit watered down because of the background. So I just added a little bit more paint, and it thickens it right up. So, because I don't want to have it just the black and just the pink, I want to have it another little layer of color as well. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe I'll do them one at a time here. It's because I want the layers, but it's kind of hard to tell if you do it this way with the cup configuration the way it is. Just kind of remember where the front of your cup is going to be, because that's the spout in which your colors are going to be coming out and kind of blending together. I'm really excited for this. So if you're going to do anything more than just the regular kind of paint, be very cautious to the fact that every type of paint, every brand, and every kind is going to mix completely different. So these color shifts were a little difficult. They were a little bit hard for me to get the right consistency. Normally I start off with 50-50 paint to my pouring medium, again, which is 80% Floetrol, 20% Elmer's Glue All. But it was hard to get that consistency with these guys. I think I added probably, well, it was quite a bit more pouring medium to paint, to be totally honest. Okay, so if you manufacture your own cup, tip your cup with the colors together all the way to the edge, because you want them to come out at the same time. And then add your white slowly to about where they're both going to come out together. And alrighty, so here we go. I'm going to tip the canvas just a little bit because I want them to come out and go downhill. And I'm going to move the cup up and down a little bit because it's going to make those little wings and the ridges. Right to the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to spread this out just a little bit. I'm going to try really hard to leave a little tiny bit of negative space around the outside. And the more you spread it, the more these sides and your layers tend to spread and open up a little bit. So I might do that. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. You're kind of at the mercy of your painting animal. So every painting's going to act a little bit different, and they're not always going to listen to exactly what you want to say. And I'm trying to learn patience. The slower you go, the better your results are typically going to be. Okay, so I think I am going to go around the outside, around the edges. I'm almost wondering even if my paints might have been a little tiny bit on the thin side. And the only reason for that is because it's dripping off a lot faster than I would normally think. So again, this is my very first time doing with the color shift paint. I'm totally brand new to that kind of painting, or that kind of that product. So it's a learning experience for me and you guys. So I absolutely love doing these paintings before. If you haven't done these before and you want to try it, I kind of like to be the guinea pig. So if you guys ever want to see anything that you haven't done or come up with an idea, please let me know and I'll try to do it for you. Alrighty, so I'm going to move this guy back to center. Or as center as I can. Okay, so I already know. I'm going to help it around this corner a little bit because I can already tell that it was having a little trouble. Oh, right. So, and I will torch this guy again. Actually, he's still. There we go. Oh, and I was at Walmart today. I was going to get baby wipes. Man, they are really the treasure in keeping your hands clean when you're painting. I am not really anywhere near a sink. In fact, I paint in our pump house storage room, tack room kind of area, so I don't have a sink in here. All right, so I'll torch it and then bring you guys in for a close-up. Now in this instance, it looks really neat. It kind of looks like tree rings a little bit with the knots. So hang on if you're motion sick, people, I'm gonna move you. All right. So I'm really hoping it doesn't muddy up because sometimes with the metallics, they can morph a little bit, you know, half hour later, and you come back and it's not exactly how you left it. So I am really hoping that these color shift paints don't muddy, but if they do, I'm going to do it a lot thicker. But this black and white side looks really pretty. So this is the wing pour with the, what colors? Hold on, I'll give them to you again. Hang on. The Black Flash Color Shift by Folk Art and the Raspberry Flash Color Shift paint by Folk Art with a couple other metallics from the same company. So hopefully this will turn out really awesome and we will see. So I will catch everybody soon. Love everybody. Feel free to comment below and don't ever be afraid to be a beginner, and you will see me soon.